Hello everybody, my name is KirkpattieCake. I'm an author and robot, and no, I am not dead. I just didn't make videos last week. Sorry, but that happened. And today it is the best day of the month. It is the best video of the month, LMIAY. So we're going to be reading stuff that you guys submitted for last month's prompt. But before we get started, you know the drill. There are a couple of announcements, and there is actually a new announcement this month. This time in general, but you know the first drill, which is now that we're doing March LMIAY, that means the prompt for April is now up and ready for you guys to check out and consider, think about, submit down in the description below. The second thing today is going to be, if you enjoy what I do on this channel, if you enjoy the community that's trying to be built here, please remember to like the content, share it with others that you might think are interested, and subscribe for more. I like this series, and I hope that it just gets bigger and more encouraging, and just, you know, pushes people to maybe try something new if they haven't done so already, and just share. I mean, I'm not a dick. You can look at my book reviews, and they can be pretty critical. That's not what I do with LMIAY, I promise. Let's just have a good time together. And then the final announcement, which is really, really exciting, is that Dead End Drive is getting an audiobook. That's right, it's getting an audiobook, and it is going to be, let me just say, it is going to be the best audiobook in audiobook history. The talent behind it is so incredibly amazing. Kieran Reagan is doing the audiobook, and I've actually linked his Twitch down in the description below. If you have a Twitch account, I recommend you go follow him, because he is going to be kind of a big deal. Like, he's only got 25 to 28 subscribers right now, but this guy, believe you me, he is going to be something big, because he is, in fact, something special that is not yet discovered. So I highly recommend, if you have a Twitch, go and follow him. I will link his Twitch down in the description below, and he is actually doing the recording of Dead End Drive live on his Twitch channel right now, Mondays through Fridays, 6:30 to 9:30. I've only been able to catch one so far, and I kind of am sad that I missed his other live shoots of it, because just being there and involved, like, just being there and interacting with his streamers and with him while he's doing it, I don't know, it was a lot of fun, and I was cracking up hard. I'm sorry. Kieran is brilliant, and the combination with Dead End Drive, it's, oh my gosh. So follow this man if you have a Twitch account. If you don't have a Twitch account, I still recommend you make one just to follow him, because he is incredible. And if you don't believe me, be on the lookout for the audiobook's release coming probably close to summer, and just be mind blown. It's gonna be so good. So that's all that I've got to say. I could probably just keep saying how incredible Kieran is for the rest of, 20 minutes, but it's time to get on to your guys' amazing stories. So thank you so much to everybody that submitted for March. I was mildly concerned after last month, and I promise I tried, despite the background, I tried not to get my hopes up too high, like, at all, for anything positive or nice, because, like, I don't want to say this channel has a tendency to go dark. This channel has a tendency, the audience of this channel has a tendency to not go dark, but to be dark and stay dark. It's like Alaska in the winter. So, I promise I'm not hoping for niceness or friendship or, chemistry and love this time. The sun behind here, that may be the only lightness on this channel today. We'll see. But I know you guys like the knife over the flower. So, still looking forward to what you guys say, but not hoping that anybody makes it out of the readings today alive. So, without further ado, let's get started. The March LMIAY challenge was something new, your reinvention, a phoenix, a fresh start, rebirth, revival, to go along with that whole spring thing, and, like Easter, the revival of Jesus Christ. Spring is all about coming back, a new start, a beginning, and so I thought that was an appropriate theme for March, and that could be interpreted however you wanted. It could have been a story about a new beginning or a rebirth, or it could have just been a brand new story, like however you would interpret a brand new beginning, a phoenix, a do-over, any of that, and that's what we've got today. So, this could be really depressing. I mean, that sounds hopeful, but I already know that if I throw you guys a hope ball, you kind of shoot it down with flaming ammunition. frag rounds. Let's go with, you shoot it down with frag rounds. And so the first story today is from Bunker Bound Books, and it's called The Neverest Climb. And he says it's a fake mountain. There once was a man who had a friend. His friend really wanted to be the first to climb Mount Neverest to the very top. It would be hard, but he had it in him. On the way up, the man, Mike, started flexing his huge muscles. Mike's friend, Luke, said, "Brah, what are you doing that for?" But Mike said, "So's bro, but my arm is so big." While flexing, he slipped and fell and fell and fell again. But when Luke looked down at the slip point, Mike comes shooting out of the ground. But Mike's arm was gone, but he had wings now, so that's good. Mike asked Luke, "Bro, you want to get to the top, right?" "Heck yeah, bro," says Luke. "Then let's do it." They fly all the way to the top of the mountain and become the first people ever to do it. Wait, this can't have a happy ending. Break the fourth wall time. Let's do this. They both fly up, but a big pterodactyl flies by and eats them. The end. See, I knew I could trust you. I knew that I could trust that even if there was just this little brink of hope, we could come crashing down with death or stabbings or betrayal, because Alaska in the nighttime. That's you guys, okay? But because Alaska in the wintertime. That's you guys. I love what you do. Bunker Bound Books. It's always a surprise. I feel like there are always dinosaurs involved too. I mean, maybe that's my brain mushing because I didn't read from you last month. You know, it would have been funny to see a T-Rex go on a date and then eat the date. That's all I'm saying. Maybe next year, maybe the next romance. I don't know. And the next story is from R.S. Alisi. I always want to, the way that it's, sit there and I look at it, I want to read it R.S.A. Lessie, I'm sorry. This one does not have a title, but R.S. Alisi always has a very unique voice. So let's see what we're in for this time. I've been checking you out for years. Yes, I know. Ramona didn't look up from the grocery cart. Her attention was absorbed by the dilemma at hand, whether to put eggs first or last on the conveyor belt. Order mattered. The bagger, a sweet but careless giant of a man, was always crushing them. We've never really spoken, the cashier continued, but I feel like I know you. Now Ramona looked up. The cashier was younger than her, early 30s perhaps. Black eyebrows and dark roots betrayed a valiant attempt at blonde. At least she cared enough to dye it. Oh? The cashier nodded. You can learn a lot about a person from the groceries they buy. Ramona opened her mouth, then shut it. All these years, and she still didn't know the woman's name. A nameplate on the cashier's apron read Desi, shortened for Desdemona perhaps, or Desi over Mona. Ramona never shortened her name to Mona either. What have you learned about me, Desi? Desi rang up the bag of apples. Well, you buy organic produce, fish and brown rice, always in small quantities, so you live alone and eat healthy. Ramona reviewed her small pile of groceries, not an unreasonable deduction. Desi slid a quarter-pound of salmon across the scanner. The register beeped cheerfully. And you buy the same thing every week. Have been for months, so I figured you've fallen into a rut. Ramona ran her fingers through her close-cropped hair. She hadn't bothered to comb it this morning. Years it had been, not months, since she had checked out on life. You want to get a coffee? She nearly dropped her quart of strawberries. What? Desi flushed. I thought maybe. A greasy-haired man stepped behind Desi and snaked an arm around her waist. Cheating on me again, bitch? Ramona glanced around. Someone would notice what was going on. In neighboring checkout lanes, polite but meaningless conversation continued. A toddler screeched. The bagger tossed her apples into the cart, bruised again. The bright overhead lights glinted on something metallic, a knife dimpling Desi's shirt. This couldn't be happening. Desi would finish ringing her up. She would go home, swap out a load of laundry, and weed the garden. Her normal routine, her rut. Desi squirmed against the man's grip. What are you doing here, Wayne? The man's grip tightened. I came to check on my wife. He pushed the knife through Desi's shirt. Desi's eyes widened, but she didn't stop wriggling. 2 years we've been separated. I'm not your wife anymore. That ain't what our marriage license says. Wayne had a crazy look in his eyes, like he might really stab Desi. Sir, I don't know what you're playing at, but your business here is through. Ramona barely recognized the hard voice as her own. Get out before I call the cops. You. Wayne jabbed the knife in her direction. I seen the way you was looking at my wife. His eyes roved over her square frame concealed beneath a plaid shirt and baggy jeans. The store had fallen silent, all eyes captivated by the drama unfolding in checkout lane 2. Mama says it's not safe to play with knives. The bagger reached out and plucked the knife from Wayne's finger. A collective gasp filled the silence. Wayne bellowed and lunged for his stolen blade. The bagger slipped and limbs flailing. The two men tumbled to the floor. Wayne grunted. All fight went out of him. He rolled to his side, revealing a red blotch on his shirt. Somebody screamed. Hours later, with the chaos of ambulances and police statements behind her, Ramona sat on the local donut shop nibbling a pastry. Across the table, Desi sipped coffee. Groceries and laundry no longer seemed important. Their eyes met. She couldn't remember the last time she had looked anyone in the eye. The intimacy of it made her uncomfortable. Would you like to come by for dinner? She asked. Desi raised her eyebrows. The invitation surprised her, too. I practice contract law. Maybe I can help you with your divorce. Desi sucked on her bottom lip. Is this a date? A long-absent sensation, excitement, bloomed within her. If you want it to be. Then, yes, Desi smiled. I'd love to come by for dinner. See, I told you, every single time, they all end in death. That's 2 for 2 ending in death. And there was death and misery in the last one. And by misery, I mean there was legitimately a character named Misery in February. It's always death and misery, you guys. This is not even just Alaska in the winter. This is Alaska in the winter with the power out, dark. It does get you with the surprise, though, because it starts out as, your average in the routine, being in the grocery store, and a little bit of flirting, and you're like, oh, this is kind of nice. And then you got this dude that comes in with the knife, of course. Always. You guys make me laugh so hard. And so, then the last story on March's LMIAY is by Mason V. And it's called Dear Tuesday. Dear Tuesday. I did something real stupid. I got locked up at county for it. I can't see you for a couple of weeks, but I gotta tell you a couple of things. First, I need to warn you, please leave the sit. The turf wars are pushing towards your part of town. The violence is escalating, and they will come for you. I did a shit job keeping the feelings I have for you on the down low. This has put you in danger. My enemies will come for you and use you to get revenge on me. I can't protect you from this cage. I pray I'm not too late to get this message to you. I like you more than I should. Second, from the moment you pushed a needle through my skin, I pledged to myself that I would protect you until the day I died. Extreme, I know, but something happened that night while you took care of me. I bonded to you. I don't know if you felt it, but it's there and I can't break it. I don't want to break it. All you did was stitch me up real smooth like with that hooked needle. Remember that? You didn't care that I was bleeding all over the floor or table or that I was pounding on their back door way past midnight. You helped me. I just wished I had the balls to tell you in person and not on this scrap of paper with my terrible handwriting. I know this is a shit time to spill my guts out, but I needed you to know. In 2 weeks, I get out of here. I will find you when all this is handled. I'm sorry I brought all this trouble to your doorstep, but I will fix it. I'm all about you, Tuesday. Vex. Dear Vex, I'm not mad at you. I know your heart. I'll leave, but you better come and find me. You know why, Vex? Because I felt it that night too. The bond snapped into place. I don't want the bond broken either. So you come for me. I'll be waiting. Everything Tuesday. And that's a wrap. See, look, that one didn't get depressing either or end in death. I mean, there is some bad stuff going on there, obviously. I don't think we're ever gonna get away from that. I accept you guys for the depressed people that you are. No judgment here. But that was much more much more uplifting than February. Apparently, I need to just not say anything about love or friendship, and eventually non-death will come. But I feel like there was a lot more variation this time with different types of stories being told. I mean, I say this, it's 4 stories. And there were still, it's interesting to me that they're all very, very different, all the stories, but there is something that connects like one to the next to the next. The theme is just broad enough and just tight enough that everybody can have so much difference in where they're taking their inspiration. But at the same time, you can kind of see one story flow into the next with like a weird connective tissue. So, I mean, that's one of the things that's fun to me, is kind of seeing what people walk away with the same kind of prompt. So thank you so much, everybody, for submitting, and I look forward to seeing what you guys submit in April. At the time of recording this, I have no idea what the April prompt is yet, but by the time the video goes up, there will be a prompt. So thank you so much again. I cannot express how happy I am that you guys submit and that I get the chance to read your stuff and share your stuff, and I hope eventually I can do justice at reading your stuff well enough. This is practice for me too in getting to read. So thank you, and remember, if you enjoy this content, like it, share it with your peers, share your hard work, and subscribe for more. This series is going to keep going as long as I get people that will talk to me. As you know, that's really all that it is. So thank you so much for being here, and hope you have a great week. Good Monday, and I will see you in the next video. Don't die. And check out Kieran on Twitch tonight at 6:30. It's gonna be a blast. Dear Madam Astra, that's me. We regret to inform you that on August 1st, your employer, Agatha Jane Benedict, owner of the Benedict estate, peacefully passed away in her sleep. Oh, that's so sad. Wait. Let me try that again. Oh my goodness. That's so sad. Yeah, I think I'm ready. With millions of dollars on the line and the opportunity for your every need to be taken care of for life, tell me, is there anything more valuable than that? I didn't think so. Dead End Drive is a dark comedy novel that makes 3 promises. 1, an illustrious estate in Louisiana. 2, an opulent dinner affair for all in attendance. And 3, and most importantly of all, lots and lots of competitive murder. So if you're looking for a cozy book to settle in with for the spooky season, I've only got one question for you. Will I see you at the whale reading?